Everyone
so
getting
smooth
land.
and natural.
Oh, look at you guys go. It's so graceful.
You can edit that part out.
Yeah. No. This is all staying in.
As you guys are your best. That's what's happening.
All of this is staying in from the beginning to the end.
Anyhow, cheers, boys.
Yeah,
Cheers to the podcast. Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Chris.
Yeah, thank you very much, buddy. Good to have you here.
Yeah.
Is it started? Have you just kicked it off?
We never know, really. It's always going.
We'll figure it out in
really.
post. We may want to edit in like a laser beam or something like that.
Yeah.
You never know. We like to keep it open.
Oh yeah, we're getting this intro that we're doing, voiced by like famous actors. That's going in front of every episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just the way I'm looking at this podcast. It's more of a watching someone fail to make a podcast.
Not really. No, it's the best podcast of all time.
Yeah. It's meta.
I guess that's part of it, having that mindset, right?
Oh yeah. yeah.
Yeah, you can't have failure without delusion.
It's gonna cut to you being in a documentary. I realized they were just too far gone. There was no getting them back. There's no getting them back. They were just in their own heads. They're amazing.
The way you guys were explaining pretty much the previous episodes, it was brilliant. But like, I would watch and listen to this podcast to see what not to do, you know, if I wanted to start a podcast.
Maybe.
Well, not still. Oh shit,
Yeah.
really?
Maybe.
Like, even if you recorded the first half an hour of us just trying to set this whole thing up, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe you just come up with the concept, because we've only changed titles about 3 times by now. They might just change it again.
Yeah,
Dan and James fail at making a podcast.
that'd be a great podcast.
Yeah. It
They
could
would.
be like the Mr. Bean of podcast.
Every episode we just give up.
Yeah.
You had a look at the top 10 in a while. We can write down some podcast ideas.
Make our own top 10.
See how it goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Top 11. We'll do our own thing.
We
with
can
it.
start ordering some new mics.
That's it.
Yeah.
You guys are picking up on my mic for the record.
Oh, that's okay, James.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
It's a big beastie microphone.
It's a motherfucker. Yeah. I think I've seen this guy on Pornhub before.
James, you sound like you don't know how to do a podcast.
Well, sound like it. Well, when you know it. Well, you have an excellent eye for deduction, Dan.
I do, and I realize you don't know what you're doing.
My contribution
do.
to this podcast was pizza and crisps. That's what I do.
And the
I'm
reason that there's crisps here is how I know you're failing at a podcast. Like,
you know what I
you
mean?
don't give crisps to people on your podcast, you know what I mean?
Why not?
What's the problem?
That's the problem. Your crunch ASMR.
I was thinking you're a negative Nancy.
Yeah.
People are going to just hate
I will chew away from
People are gonna hate everything about this. This is the whole point.
of the podcast.
Yeah. It's just it's not supposed to be enjoyable. Art.
It's unreal. The
Exactly.
setup is unreal too.
Yeah.
Got the kettlebell.
Oh, brought it into frame. Yes.
8
that's it.
kg
You
kettlebell just sitting there.
Could you please stop from refraining from doing any visual humor?
Yes, I can.
I don't want to alienate our Spotify audience.
But I said there was a kettlebell.
That's
they-
true. Yeah. We should describe what you're doing though.
Yeah, I picked
You
up
need to
the
describe it in
kettlebell.
vivid details,
Yeah.
to be fair.
I'm imagining like the mother of 3 that listens to this while folding laundry. You know?
Do you know what you could do for
Our
a
target
podcast?
audience, yeah.
I just thought about it because what you could do for a podcast is constantly watch the previous episode. So it's like you're
And
doing a
review
watch
it.
party of your own podcast. Like, do episode 1, right? And then episode 2 is reviewing episode 1
Yeah.
and critiquing on it. Episode 3 is critiquing on your critique of episode 1. And just keep it going, yeah.
And then you bring in guests so they can also critique last week's episode.
Yeah,
and then the
pretty
week
much.
after you
And
can
then,
critique
you know-
that guest. He wasn't a very
Yeah,
good guest. He wasn't very
exactly.
chummy, you know?
Exactly.
He didn't add much to the show.
And just keep it
And then
spiraling.
the week after that, it's just like, I felt like we were too hard on the guest. I didn't feel like he needed that kind of...
Yeah.
So Jimmy just keeps going.
200 episodes in, someone just joins and listens to the latest episode. They won't have a clue what's going on. It would just look.
No kidding. Yeah, where would that
Yeah.
conversation even lead?
I don't think comedians who have podcasts are allowed to be self-reflective. I don't think that's allowed.
You're just doing self-commentary.
No, we're just supposed to like be cocky and think we're the funniest.
Which is what we've been doing for the
Yeah,
last
Is that
that's
what
how
you've
they're
been doing
supposed
for a
to
while?
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you do this. You're just like, this is my Jordan Peterson impression.
Look at this green fire we got hooked up, dude. We're crushing it, all right?
We have never done a Jordan Peterson impression. We haven't. I can't do it.
Of course
Jordan
not.
Peterson.
Of course not.
Oh, stop it.
Can't,
No,
can't.
no, don't do this.
It's impossible.
We're like, we'll hit a bingo of like
You
comedians
know?
doing podcasts.
That's my favorite. You know?
Yeah, but to me, this it has potential.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad, man. Thank you.
It has potential.
Keep going.
That's a fun way of saying we need to change a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I do
No
like
impressions.
I do like the aesthetic of it, you know. But it like as you were saying earlier, it reminds me of like Chat Roulette if they released podcast.
With the camera as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone
you know?
else clicks into this on Chat Roulette.
Or Omegle, yeah. And they're
It's a
just,
shame those aren't up and running. Like I would do an episode like that.
just
you know?
throw it on, yeah.
Literally.
I suppose people have done that before, but like
Maybe.
It'd be fun. Our take on
this
it. you know?
podcast seems it's like it belongs. It should like the file should be uploaded to Chat Roulette. You know what I mean? Like
to Chat
yeah.
Roulette. It's like a loading
it's
screen.
like if Chat Roulette had a separate. Hey, we're starting podcasts. You know, you'd be the first podcast that would be on.
Well, if they want to give us money, I'd be very happy.
yeah,
I'd be
Chat
very
Roulette. Get on it.
This pizza isn't buying itself.
Exactly.
But I'm glad you're a fan. I'm glad you're a supporter.
I'm
You see the
absolutely
vision.
a supporter.
And I appreciate
That's
your honesty. Yeah, absolutely. No, we're fucking just having fun with it. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just an excuse to like hang out and talk shit for
That's
an
pretty
hour
much
on
it.
Sunday.
No,
Just
don't
chatting
demean it.
shit.
This is art.
This is fart.
This is art. This is performance art, dude. This is
You didn't even
This is
welcome me on.
fucking
Like
art.
you
Fart.
didn't even
dude.
say
What,
my
you want
name.
like an intro and shit?
I'm just saying, like,
Oh
I'm
my
just,
God. Look at
I'm
Mr.
trying to
Big
help with the
Balls over
podcast.
here.
I'm just
Mr.
trying
No
to.
Podcast says, "Here's what you should do with your podcast." It's like, oh, okay, well, fucking, let's compare.
Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
Okay, fair. You got
No,
me
I'm
there.
curious to see what
Please welcome to the podcast, Chris McShane.
See, that works better because people are like,
We'll
"Who's
just
this
cut
new
that to the
dude?"
front.
That's
we'll cut
just
that to the
talking.
start.
We organic start though, you know. They understand you just the
That I was
conversation.
just, yeah, I get that. I do get
Yeah,
that.
We want to spring you on people like a predator. Ah.
That's fine too.
you're used to that.
All right, look, I know where you're at now. I know where you're at. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing out options for the podcast, like, you know.
No, I appreciate that. And what would be one of your first suggestions for the podcast? Like, what would you? No, seriously. Like, we said, like, all right, Chris, you have free reign next week. Whatever you do, we're doing. What would it be?
Well, no chips.
No chips.
No chips.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah,
Whoa,
this is not gonna work.
Whoa, you're this.
Yeah.
You can't just
Clean up
there's
the
a way-
table a little
Jesus.
bit. Like,
Oh my.
there's a
God.
butter knife.
His first advice is tidy up.
There's a
You-
pair of scissors just sitting
You
there.
never. We might have to defend ourselves doing this. You never know.
You never know.
100%. You know, beer and orange juice.
Yeah.
You know.
Beer and coffee.
Yeah. And crisp and someone's phone.
Yeah.
We're ready for anything.
Your guests want to be accommodating.
Yeah.
Better now.
You didn't have to move the I
Is
was
that
fine
better
with that. I
now?
was
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
listening.
Daniel
Let's
moved
put
the crisps.
kettlebell there now.
I don't want
Yeah,
to.
Daniel moved the crisps. I can do narration. I can
Like,
narrate.
That's
you
perfect.
guys.
That's what we
Like
need.
golf.
Yeah. I don't want to alienate the.
Daniel Lucas enjoyed the aspirations of.
He's squinting. He is in
I don't
fact
know, I've lost
squinting right
it.
now.
I lost it.
That's
Daniel-
okay. I
Can't
lost
do
it
live
too.
narration. It's not me. It's not in me.
I'm glad. That'd be a good job to have, though. Just narrate someone else's life.
Narrate someone's
A
life.
really good job to have. Imagine doing that for like Putin or something. Running around. He's riding a bear.
I wonder if you could throw in your own pizzazz with that. I wonder if you could throw in your
Daniel
own
jumped
pizzazz.
on the bus.
Oh, he's dancing with that girl at the bar. Oh, he's not. He's too drunk for that. Oh, ew, he's doing it. Oh, dude, he's going in for it. Ew. Like, could you put your own like, or would you have to be? He is shifting the face off that girl.
It would have to be
Was it
low-key
dark?
monotone.
Yeah.
I'd
David
like a little
Attenborough.
Morgan
pizzazz. Of,
Freeman.
oh, dude.
Yeah.
bro."
Here we see a male looking to procreate.
He's on the prowl.
Yeah, but like, you know, it could be normal life stuff too, you know. Daniel's walking past the spar shop. Daniel doesn't know if he wants to go in and get a bottle of Coke. Daniel chooses to walk past the spar shop.
That would never happen. That's a work of fiction.
Definitely get the bottle of Coke.
Yeah, definitely get the bottle of Coke.
So, like, are you gonna clip everything up into different things? Like, what have you done so far on the podcast?
no, we're just gonna upload it all unedited.
All unedited,
Yeah.
just absolutely.
No, we don't
throw
know.
it
We
out
might
there.
cut it together.
What was the names you came up with the podcast?
Oh yeah, let's decide this on episode 4. What's
Okay, so let's start with before we even started the podcast. We had a few working names where it's like Dan and James happy to be here, which is like just
Okay.
a nice blatant, just a nice
Yeah.
general
I like it.
overarching. Yeah, it's all right. You know, we're happy to be here. We're having a good
Yeah,
time.
there's just something that fits our personality. So we're like maybe that.
Yeah, so
Both,
that
like,
still might be it,
immigrants
something
and
like
shit.
that. The one that had a lot of steam for a while, but we haven't committed to, is Dan and James review movies,
You review movies, yeah.
where
yeah.
we proceed to not review movies until the very end of the movie, until the end of the podcast, and we'll just be like, "Oh, by the way, I saw Oppenheimer." I was like, "Oh, how was it?" All right, so that's our podcast, folks.
Okay.
That
I
was an
like
idea.
that. I like that idea. We haven't committed to it though. Green Fire. That was an
we had the
episode
Green
name.
Fire podcast.
When we had
Green
the
fire?
fire.
Because we
set
had
up on
we had
TV.
the fire on the TV at the back, like a campfire, but the HDMI cable
okay.
was dodgy, so the fire came out green.
It was sick. It was like green
And then we
fire.
got, we
green
got really
fire.
into it.
That's like in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you know.
Exactly.
Or like in Harry Potter when they travel with the fireplace.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got
you know?
really into it, dude. And then we abandoned that idea. The green fire is gone.
Because the TV's over there.
Yeah, we can't move it. There's
We
too
can't
much
move the TV over here. We don't want to do that. That's
Teething
ugh.
problems, I see.
Teething problem. That's a good podcast name.
Yeah. But
That
we're
would be a good one, actually. Teething
No,
problems.
people are gonna think it's like a parenting podcast.
By all means.
No,
I'll
we're
take
gonna
it
get like
for-
single moms.
My
listening
son's
to us.
2, and he
and he loves teething problems.
he loves teething problems. My son's 2, and he gets a sore tooth every now and then. So I just I give him a bit of whiskey. I put it just to put him to sleep.
Warm milk never hurt anybody.
Teething problems.
And
is
then
a
we
good
all
name
start
for a
doing John
podcast.
Peterson impressions.
Of
John,
course.
John Peterson.
Wait, the middle
John
of the baby
Peterson.
podcast.
Who's John
His
Peterson?
brother was like, listen. he's
John
crazy.
Peterson.
That guy's fucking wild,
Yeah.
all right? I'm just a lumberjack. I don't
I'm President John Peterson. Who's
I
John
represent this
Peterson?
country.
John Peterson.
Joanne?
John.
Joanna Peterson.
He said John Peterson. Then he said Joanne Peterson.
I'm a fan of the
Oh,
whole
Juan.
family.
Wait, Juan Peterson?
Juan Peterson.
Juan.
Voila.
Oh, Kim Peterson.
Make it a bed.
Mm.
Senor.
That's very racist, James.
I know.
Yeah.
We
See,
edit
this is-
those bits out,
We edit all the racism out that James does.
Ah, okay.
which is a lot of it.
80% of the
I
recording.
love how
time.
2 minutes ago you were like, this goes up unedited. And then like 2 minutes later, you're like, we edit all the bits of James out.
It does.
Where he's racist.
Not just
Exactly.
all the bits of him, but it does go up unedited, yeah. We do an unedited, we'll do an edited version.
Yeah, unedited for the Patreon people. Because we're going to have Patreon people. I think that's pretty
You
self-evident.
want to hear all the offensive accents James does? Go to the Patreon page.
They're all the same accent.
Yeah, it's just the same one over and over.
I was about to. I was about to get into it. It's not the 90s anymore.
No, we can't.
Green Fire, though.
Yeah,
Green
that
Fire
was
Sick.
another name.
Yeah, so those are the few working names we had. I might be missing a few. But yeah, we're bouncing around some stuff.
Yeah, what? Yeah, throw me out some more. Like, what do you want the podcast to be about? Casual conversation, right? Just
More or less, yeah. We haven't really taken
We
form.
kind of wanted it to be ease of setup for us. Yeah, that's
Simple,
that's really
simple,
it. We wanna-
streamlined.
No matter how busy we get, we'll always be able to hunk down for an hour, quickly set it up, and work away.
I mean, like, consistency is key. We'll get, like, gradually better week
Yeah.
by week type of thing. Just by doing what we feel like, but what makes it, like, a bit more...
What we've been
efficient.
doing is we've just been individually, we've been having like random things that we read about that week or we watched that week, or there's something that's in our heads, you know.
yeah, I get you.
Like,
So, all right. Well, what did you watch this week?
I watched the Putin interview.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
With what's his name?
Tucker, yeah.
Tucker.
I was about to say Putin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You just said it.
yeah, with Joanne Peterson.
With Carl Tuckerson.
With Carl Tuckerson.
Carl Tuckerson. I like that. That could be-
Carl Tuckerson. He's like
Tuck-
super left wing.
But he just looks like
They're
Tucker
hurting
Carlson
the
with-
gays.
He just has glasses on. Just something so minute.
We have to protect our trans children.
Yeah,
Oh.
the Putin interview with Chris Tucker was pretty.
Chris Tucker.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Goddamn Putin.
Why'd you take out the Norvey?
50 million Ukrainians who think
Why
I'm
are you
just
going
a
for gas pipelines?
He's like,
Oh my god. Yeah, that's what I watched.
That's what I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah,
just
I watched
clips here and there.
Nearly the full 2 hours.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's like the Super Bowl for people who are into European politics. Like, he barely ever does interviews. When he does them, he sounds like the most insane man on the planet. It's
Putin.
fucking
I don't know. I
fascinating.
like his interviews. I think he's got a bit of a presence when he's in the interview.
Well, I'm a bit of a fan, to be honest.
he commands a stage.
Not what he says, but he does command. Like,
No,
like when you're like, I would be afraid to be in a room with him. You
That's
know what
why-
I mean?
Oh, 100%.
That's why he's like so interesting, because he's like the best dictator at like propaganda that we've had for
But al-
ages.
but
Like,
also
he's
kinda
a
what-
horrible person, but he acts like he isn't very well, you know.
But like, it's
Yeah.
kind of what you're saying as well, though. Like, didn't he have that one meeting with Angela Merkel where I think anyway, she was like afraid of dogs, so he just let his dogs like roam freely in the meeting while they're like in the room while they're meeting. And it's like, what a psychological power move. He's just wired to think like that.
Yeah. Yeah. He would scare me.
No, yeah, absolutely. For you, what would be in
guy.
your room? So if you're in a room with him and he just lets something scary out, what would that be? Like, for what would be your dog equivalent for Angela Merkel? Huh?
Fart.
A fart? Ooh.
Nah, if he just like took off his fucking jacket and shirt, and just started shadow boxing. Shadow boxing the air. I'm like, I don't want any of this Putin.
Actually, have Ukraine.
Well, I don't have Ukraine to give over Ukraine. You know what I mean?
Well, you would have to find
Tell
a way.
them,
He's too intimidating.
He would just do judo on his own secret service, and he's like,
I just be
and
like,
I like that guy.
It was pretty funny though, because he spends like half an hour just talking about Russian history. It's like fuck all to do with Ukraine. He just talks about half an hour of like the entire history of Russia.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
What's that bit about Poland though, where it's like, oh, Hitler, he had no option, he had to invade.
Yeah,
Poland.
no, it's all like insane. He literally starts by going, "I'm just going to give you 30-minute history, 30-second history lesson," and it goes on for 30 minutes straight about the entire history of Russia. It's so insane.
he's like that annoying teacher that used to have,
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm going to tell you about this for like 1 minute, and that's the end of it. You'll hear no more. You're in a double class, and he's nearly finished the class now. You're like, oh my god. We used to have a teacher that would come in, and anytime someone brought up the Butter Museum in Cork, he would go off on one for an hour talking about the Butter Museum for a full blown hour.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's such a
So
shit
people used to
museum.
just like, he'd come into the class, he's about to teach him maths or science or whatever it was. He'd come into the class and someone would be like, teacher, I went to the Butter Museum with my mum last week, and then instantly you're getting a live audio tour of him teaching you about the Butter Museum.
Unbelievable.
And then you could zone out, do whatever, write in your copybook while he's just up there chatting about the Butter Museum.
Yeah.
That's kind of handy though. If you know tricks like that for your teacher,
Yeah.
kind of just make the day like, all right, thank God he's busy for 45 minutes. I could do some like.
We can do
fucking shit
anything
like-
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything. Did you ever do homework on the bus?
Yeah.
Does
Oh
that-
yeah, all the time.
all the time. Yeah,
All the
same.
time.
All the time.
On the bus or in class or lunchtime. you know
Literally
what I mean?
lunchtime, anywhere
Yeah.
but home.
Yeah, it would be stupid to do all your homework. at
Yeah,
home,
that's
you
dumb.
know?
I
Where
resented
are
that
those people now, you know?
Yeah. I resented that from
They're
an
not
early
doing
age.
podcasts in someone's living room.
That's it. Here I am.
They're interviewing Putin.
Don't say my name. No, I remember resented that from a young age. Like I think from the age of like 7, first time I even heard about the concept. I had a very adult feeling of like, the fuck up, this is school time. You have me while at school.
Yeah.
That ends there. I am now my own kid,
Yeah, I felt the same. I used to do homework while the teacher was going around checking the homework.
Yeah.
You're just like speed
Yeah,
running.
yeah.
You know?
Speed run.
Speed running homework. Like, you know?
I remember one time one of my school friends, he did that. He wrote like an essay, like we were supposed to write a fictional story about our dreams. And he was writing it while the teacher collected, and then teacher, being an asshole, read it out. The thing he'd
that
written, he
is
was like,
hilarious.
I wake up and I see a delicious-looking giant chicken wing in the sky, and it's flying right into my mouth with its crusty chicken wing goodness. Like all this shit.
That's not bad.
That's
though.
brilliant.
That's not
Yeah,
bad, though.
everybody loved it.
That's a great
dream.
Everybody fucking loved it.
It's a great dream. Like, what's the problem with that?
Brilliant.
Yeah, school is wild.
I had one time like that where basically in senior year there's like the English teacher. We had her for most of the year, but then basically she quit like 2 weeks before school ended. Like senior year, going to be done high school. So this teacher comes in 2 weeks left of school, and she's like, "All right, class, we're gonna make you do an essay and just about like what you're gonna do productively with your summer." And I was just thinking like, no, like fuck that, I'm not gonna actually do anything like that. So I wrote an essay about how I was going to corner the Coral Springs of the town I was in. I was going to be the biggest pimp and drug dealer. Over the course of 3 months in Coral Springs, she did the same
How old
shit.
were you when you wrote that?
I was 18. Like I was I was about to graduate,
yeah,
but then
okay.
she did the same thing. She read it in front of the class,
Yeah.
like, word for
Oh,
word,
God.
and just kind of like, that's not the only thing I'm going to do. I'm also going to take up prostitution. Like she read it, she's like, I don't know whether, because it was really well written. So she's like, I don't know if I should give you like an A or an F.
Oh,
And
that's
so I think I
brilliant.
got a C, and I was like, that's fair. All right. Yeah.
Little boy. We used to have a teacher that he'd come in, and for the first 5 minutes, he didn't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
for the first 5 minutes, he would come in, he'd be like, lads, you have the book, open it, read it, and you'll pass your leaving cert. You know what I mean? And that's all he said. Read the book, you'll pass the test. You know, he didn't teach us anything. You know, but he didn't teach us anything.
You do it.
All right, yeah.
But we were in an all Irish school, so we were supposed to be learning all the subjects in Irish. But like we had like an English book. This was a geography class, so we were learning about volcanoes and whatnot. But we were meant to be learning in Irish. So halfway through one of the years, the teacher came in. Obviously, he got spoken to or something. He came in. He was like, "Lads, you're supposed to learn it in Irish. I'm gonna teach you." And he was like, "All right, open up your books." And he goes, "Volcano," and then he just writes the Irish word. And he's like, "That's what it is. So when it's in the exam, I know you've been learning in English, but change up. I'm gonna teach you some of the words now. You know,
Oh, no.
stalactite and stalagmite." And this was like 3 months before our final exam. You know
Oh
what I mean?
no!
And he's
So
like,
it's just a cram session.
yeah, swap the books over. We need the Irish ones.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, man.
Fuck. So how'd you guys do though? Did you guys pass? Like pull it off or?
Well, everyone did. Like some people learned. Like he didn't really teach much, to be honest. But if you were good in school, you'd learn yourself. You know.
It's wild.
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
like,
That was me basically. Just leave me alone. I'll get a C.
Yeah.
I'll get a C. I'll be alright.
that's something I always found really crazy. The like difference in teachers. How you could have some people that are like really good,
Yeah.
and they make it so interesting for the students, and some people just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
This is a job for me. I don't care.
I always enjoyed a good teacher that could play a guitar. You know what I mean? they were the shit. Like.
Chris is there swooning in class.
No, they were the best classes. You know, dudes
those
whipping out a
teachers-
guitar. You
Yeah,
know?
dude's whipping out. It's like a festival.
Yeah,
those
teach
teachers
me
I-
with your guitar, like you know what I mean?
That or those teachers always are the ones to bring out a guitar or a VCR player, like a TV. So it's like those are the same
Yeah,
guys, you know.
yeah.
Just like, all right, it's gonna be a cool day of
Yeah.
class.
But then you can't get them like too motivated either, because then they like try and do raps, like educational raps and shit.
Yeah,
Like
and it
Hillary
gets then it
Swank.
gets
You
too
don't want
much.
that.
No,
Hillary
no.
Swank.
Guitar is
Yeah.
fine, but none of that shit.
You're in the class and you're like, from day to day, English essay.
Ain't no way to play with the, with the X day on the membrane.
yeah.
Gotta be
Ding,
hip.
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, just stay in your lane.
Got it around, class. Ding, 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 ding. Whipping out System of a Down, and he was like, the coolest guy ever.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah.
System of
Oh my god! Why is he hitting on the students?
Did you have that? Because
That's-
you went to school in Canada, I'm assuming, yeah?
Florida, actually.
Florida?
Well, Canada and Florida, but mostly like the
Mostly
States and
Florida. And you obviously in
In Germany,
Germany,
yeah.
you know, and I'm Ireland. So like, I wonder what the big differences are. you know?
I think it's all kind of the same. To be
I know
honest.
it'd be all
No,
the
no,
same.
no.
But
American school, like the tests and everything, they're all just like multiple choice, and it's all like there's like a No Child Left Behind sort of program, so it's like it's way easier.
It's
over in North
easier,
America-
you think?
over in North America than over
Okay,
here.
So you don't?
Yeah,
Do you not have to write like do creative writing, write essays and shit?
there's like one class for that where it's
Oh.
like I hear over here you guys had like answer me this in an essay. What is
Yeah.
We had multiple choice, and so it's basically a memory game. If you can remember the
okay.
definitions.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
we had to write like fucking poems and shit. Like we had to do
Yeah.
everything. We had to
Yeah.
do everything.
Not much of that, no.
No, like our
Just
English
in English,
class.
sure, but
Yeah.
not just English though. Like no other classes asked for a lot of description.
Yeah, like we were writing mad essays. Like even in the exam, I think there was like 2 or 3 essays you had to write.
Yeah.
In English, and then we had to do one in Irish. I know that. You know, so and like what was good about him, but also what was kind of like weird about him, it was like you have to be as creative as possible in some of these stories, you know.
Ooh,
Yeah, some
I
of
bet,
them
yeah.
you're like, you know, some of the kids I went to school with, they were mad banging out essays. Like some essays you'd read in school, you're just, wow, what a story, you know.
Mm.
You know.
I get you. We had the same way, even in like maths, there would be like certain math tests where we get a problem, like something engineering based or something, and we have to answer this math question in an essay. Like write out the
Yeah.
answer. And it's crazy.
I don't think we had to do that.
No, it's so
No.
stupid.
Ours was a multiple choice. You figure out the equation, and then your answer is none of the multiple choice. You're like, oh, fuck. I have no
Okay.
idea whatsoever. Then,
So
Oh,
you're
no.
given the answer essentially. Yeah.
Oh well,
It was-
for math, you kind of had to know how to do it, but then like for like a lot of like history or English, it was just about a lot of memory game more than
No
anything. Like,
child left
and
behind.
it's in one ear out the other, so it's like you memorize for the test, but then you don't actually know what it means,
I
so you
getcha.
just forget it. Yeah.
Getcha.
I think
That's why I don't know French or Spanish at all, and I genuinely do mix them up all the time because I learned them around the same time.
So
I didn't
American.
actually learn them. So I just have little bits of both language, and they sound alike, so I just push them together. It's like it's fucked. It's a problem I have.
No child left behind is pretty funny for policy.
No chat.
I think you should
Well,
leave some of them behind. I didn't think so.
You should like.
I
Yeah.
remember
100%,
some
yeah.
kids in school where it's like you just. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
I
is
know exactly
this is
what you
a
mean.
wrap.
This is for the best.
We used to have a guy in our school, and he used to just like punch people. Like
yeah.
it was like-
yeah.
he
Yeah,
had a
those-
radius. You just don't get near him. Like I remember one time he slammed a guy through a table. It was the most WWE thing I've ever seen in my life. He just slammed him right through a table.
Fuck, man.
And he was told by the teacher, "Hey, step outside." And he stepped outside. Second, he was out in the hallway. He set off the fire alarm. Like there was no containing this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Screws loose, you know. It's just like
Why are we pushing him to college, man? Fucking put him
Yeah.
in a boxing gym. Get him working.
Yeah,
What are you
exactly.
doing?
Just such pent up.
Yeah, get him somewhere
Yeah,
where
school's
he's.
not for
yeah.
those types of people. You got to get them like right into like an auto shop.
I think we can agree. Leave
Yeah.
some children behind.
We had a lot of. I grew up with a lot of kids that were just like, "Fuck it, I don't want to do anything." You know what I mean? There was
Yeah.
a lot of those, and then you had the other kids as well that were, always pristine, always had their homework
Yeah.
done before they even, like everything was perfectly set up for them.
It was chill. I
Mm.
think we probably were all the same because I think we're all very chill. And I think it's the most chill spot to be in is when you're like just good enough to make it through.
That's
Yeah,
what
like-
I
like
kind of
a
was.
BC
Yeah,
student.
yeah,
that's
that's
I'm a
kinda what I was.
TC.
You take care of your shit and like it's fine.
Yeah.
But you don't do it in advance or anything. You just do
Yeah.
it when you have to.
I would have been really good in primary school, but then slowly started deteriorating.
Yeah.
Well, because you stopped giving a fuck. You truly are like,
Yeah.
what? Like, why? Who are you to tell me to do
Yeah.
anything?
And
Like, how am I going to use this? Like, you start asking yourself these questions. So it's like, all right, you get a C out of me. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm just going to kind of.
Well, I wanted to do as well as I could in the exam.
I did in college because that was when I started paying for school, and I was like, well, fuck, I better do this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Fuck
that
me,
is
man.
true.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
that was
how
the
much-
same. Yeah.
I'm a college dropout.
Oh
Yeah, so you did.
Kanye West over here.
How many years? How many years did you do though?
I did half a year.
Half year.
Half
oh,
a
gotcha.
year and I dropped out, yeah.
What did you
I just
study?
did 2 years.
I did analytical and pharmaceutical chemistry.
Whoa!
Oh, big balls
That's not
over
what I
here.
expected.
Gonna get some
what
dick
did you
hard.
expect?
Like computer science or something.
Carpentry.
Carpentry?
No,
Yes.
I would have guessed computer science or something like that.
Computer science.
Yeah, or maybe like a Bachelor of Arts thing.
Maybe. Well, I wanted to do arts. Do you know how arts works over here? The arts degree.
I know that there's like all sorts of weird shit that you can do with an arts degree.
Whatever Vladimir Lenin was into. It's just like that checks out. Like absolutely.
Yeah.
I really want to learn about socioeconomic policy. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah.
No, I was never big into
Carpentry,
economics,
hammer and stuff.
politics. Well, growing up in school, I kind of hated politics. I was just like, let them out. I don't need to know what they're doing. I just know, look, I can buy a packet of crisps for less than €1. Things are fine, So
Yeah.
I only started really learning politics when shit started getting expensive, and when I
That's
started
crazy.
earning money and realizing how much fucking money they're taking, and I'm like, oh, hold up a minute, I better look into this. You know what I mean?
You poke your head around the corner. What do you guys
Yeah.
doing in here?
Yeah.
The fuck? I leave you alone for 20 years. The fuck are you doing?
You get your first job, you're like, why is half my paycheck gone? And
Yeah.
emergency tax was the thing, like that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Got my first job and worked like a full month. I was like, oh, I'm due a load of money, and then I got like 200 on a pay slip. I was like, hold up, this doesn't add up here. What's going
Yeah.
on? And then it took a while to get your tax sorted.
I got
and
that
then
in
boom, you get this big lump sum back. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got that every
Wow.
job I've gotten to since I started in Ireland. Like I think I got it all sorted out, but for whatever reason I always get hit with it.
Yeah.
Every single new job, and it's just like, fuck, I really needed that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started looking into. I don't know
Emergency
why.
tax. It makes an emergency for me. Like I'm now under an
That's
emergency.
it, it's
I am in
stupid.
DEFCON 5 right now.
The emergency
one.
tax is pretty much, hey, we don't know how much of our paycheck we should be taking from you, so we're going to take more than we should just to cover us. That's what the emergency tax is.
For the emergency, that
Yeah.
is me starting
Yeah.
a new job. Yeah, oh, yeah, I agree. That's a hassle.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah.
whoa. James started a new
Whoa,
job
this
there.
guy's making a bit of money. Hey, I'm
Well,
going to hold on to this.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
until I
So-
sort out how much and I'll
Until
give
you
you
prove
back.
yourself to be responsible. Okay, when I can trust you with this money.
Does this happen in Germany or Florida?
I think
or-
so. I actually never held a job in Germany. I didn't know. I moved away to when I was basically from living with my parents to living by myself in England.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At the age of like a
Fair.
fairly young age.
I was
too.
fairly young, yeah. I think
What
I was
age were you?
17.
17,
Yeah.
yeah, fuck. I was still.
Did you not like have a little part-time job in your village or anything? No.
No. Oh, the village has like 200 people in there. There's no. Just chilled at home with nothing.
Lemonade stand or
No.
But hang on, didn't you get into your thing was League of Legends
Oh yeah,
Was that in Germany? Yeah,
I was
you were a
managing
big
a
of
League
that.
of Legends team.
from
See,
that small
that's gonna
town?
work.
Yeah, that was work, but that was nothing official. Just
Yeah.
some guy in Egypt would wire me 3,000 euros every month.
That's unreal, dude.
That's a fucking solid
I
gig,
know,
you know?
I know, but it was.
I'm
definitely
thinking
all
like a
under
paper
the
route, you
table.
know? I was thinking like a
He's just glossing
newspaper
over.
route.
Oh, never had a job before except for this multinational gaming endeavor.
It wasn't
Really.
any good.
Guy-
We nearly made fucking first league. Nearly. We're like one game away. Oh.
No, but you were telling me like
It was
he used
just
to
this
organize.
rich guy just sending you Did you have to send pictures of your feet?
No, no. Luckily, I didn't. But you know,
3,000 a month you were making.
I don't. I think I've told you this before. But you know, Martin Shrigley.
No.
He was on the news because he is a pharmaceutical
Martin
billionaire.
Shkreli, the guy who jacked up the price of
Yeah,
diabetes
he jacked up the
medication.
price of
Ah,
diabetes
okay.
medication. He bought the Wu-Tang album. You might have heard about that. He bought the Wu-Tang album that they put out for auction, and then he just kept it to himself. He's not letting anybody listen to it. He's
Just
a very
being a prick of a
he's
millionaire.
a prick asshole.
Trick of a billionaire,
Oh,
even worse.
Billionaire.
I found out like 3 years after that he owned the team.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like a middleman in Egypt that we were speaking to, but he was
Oh.
like the money.
That's insane.
Yeah, I know, it's fucking crazy.
That's insane. So,
Wow.
like, how did
Yeah.
you get fired from that job, or how did you quit?
So the when I was working for Martin Shrigley's place, the team, we didn't make first league. We're off by like one game, which really sucked. I did the management was kind of annoying, so a lot of us left. Like, a lot of players
okay.
left, and I left as well. And then we started. There was another team which was operated by a guy from Hilton TV. Something he owns like a TV network in America.
It's
And
probably big.
yeah, they had a big.
Well, Hilton Hotels.
No, not hotels. It was that's what I thought first. Different Hilton, and then
Different-
different Hilton,
Different
different Hilton,
Hilton.
still rich, but different Hilton. And his son, it was his son. His son was like a fucking like an American frat boy guy. He was like, yeah,
Alright.
fucking brewskis, and he just had a Call of Duty team. He had like a Rocket League team, and he wanted the League of Legends team. And he had money to spare.
So just this rich kid.
Yeah. So he just built him
Oh
another
my
team.
God.
That's how rich that kid
Yeah.
is. Like that's his hobbies. Is like making professional gaming teams.
Yeah, and do
That's
you mind
wild.
me asking how much did you make in that?
And are they hiring?
And that one I made like the Hilton one.
Yeah,
Remember, I think like 1,500.
1,000.
It's still good money.
Yeah,
but
it's still
yeah.
good money. You know?
It was all day work, like.
Yeah,
It was
once they
especially at
work,
my
work.
age. And the after that we won a dream hack, dream hack.
Yeah.
We won a dream hack. That was our biggest moments. I was there 17 organizing people's accommodation.
Yeah, that's wild. Like,
Fucking
he's-
everything up.
He's been like a travel
Dude, I
organizer
fucked
for all these
everything up.
Teams. Did
Yeah,
you?
I sucked at it. I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, you were like 16, 17 at the
Yeah.
time, so it's like, well,
the
that's what you
hit,
get.
the hitting, I was like, all right, I booked the flights, man. The flights are all booked. And then I got there and nowhere to stay.
Because you thought that? Did you think it was the hotel and the flight? So like, oh, Hilton, yeah, they got it.
Yeah, who knows?
No, but fuck, that's
Pretty cool. So when did you quit your esports career? What year- what
it
age
was
were
it
you?
was dumb of me to ever do it. I was like way too young.
So
What do you
cool
mean
to do.
dumb?
It's-
You were making more bank than you.
It was stupid. I didn't know
A
what I
lot of
was
adults
doing.
right
I
now.
had
That's
no
a great
idea
experience,
What I
though,
was
man. Like,
doing.
that young just to throw yourself into some shit like that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but the thing is, everybody in the scene is like fucking 16 to 18. Like all the players, all the fucking managers, everybody. And it's just really shitty atmosphere.
Yeah.
Everybody's children.
I get what you're saying, but money's money, man. If I was making that much when I was a young kid.
I'm spending a lot on Steam games.
3,000 a month on
Oh
Steam.
yeah.
my
Sick.
God. You must have a big Steam library.
I have a massive Steam library. Dude. You see the size
All
of
from
my
that-
Steam library.
All from those years.
Sell
just
it,
like a
dude.
bunch-
Just sell it.
Sell my Steam library. That's a good idea.
That's
Fuck.
a great idea.
Fuck.
actually. Shit.
Sell it,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff on there.
Surely there'd be people out there that would buy.
If there's
Steam
anyone listening
libraries.
who's interested in buying a Steam library, I got
I-
Super Meat Boy. I Half-Life 2.
Yeah, Half-Life.
Both Portals.
Yeah, both portals.
Age of Empires 3.
Yeah.
3. That was a good time for gaming, dude.
I got City Skylines, City Skylines 2. We got Ark
Zoo
Evolved up in
Tycoon.
this place.
Castle
Zoo Tycoon.
Crashes.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Dead by Daylight. I got Dying Light. You want zombies? I give you zombies.
Oh, Left 4 Dead 2.
I got all the Telltale games.
Yeah. Oh, they're all great.
Oh, Left 4 Dead. That's the zombie shooter. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
fucking
that's
love
a
that game.
classic.
I
Oh
can't-
my
like,
god.
Everyone was asking for a new Half-Life game, but for me, I was just like, make Left 4 Dead 2. Just
Left 4
do
Dead
it.
3 even.
Yeah.
Is
It's just
there
like-
a second
there is a-
one?
there's
Oh,
a
there is a
second one.
second
They
one.
didn't make a
Yeah,
second
make
one.
number 3 then. Make number
Oh.
3.
remastered and everything like that.
Yeah,
It's
just
so
complete.
simple.
It was perfect. I used to love that.
It was
game.
amazing, dude. It was
It was
so
to get to
good
pay-
that Call of Duty just ripped it off entirely. They just
Did
fucking,
they?
yeah, when they made zombies. They was
Nazi
just
zombies,
Left 4 Dead
yeah.
again.
Nah, Left 4
It's a
Dead's a
very
lot
similar-
different.
No, it's a very similar premise though. Zombies come at you. You have to get better guns, but it's
No, I get what you're saying, but
they did their own thing for sure.
but it was
They
the,
put a spin on it,
the
I
special
guess.
zombies in the game. You know, like you had the spitter, that
the tank,
spit-
the hunter, the witch.
the witch.
The
You
dog.
had that. That's what made it, and it was like more of a platform game. You had to get to the end. You know what I mean? You just had one pathway you had to get
so
through
satisfying.
and
It's
try
one of
and
those games you
survive
could
the
just-
whole way.
It's one of those games you could just easily play like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Because you just keep
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to new campaigns, you know?
That is true.
That was one of the games I used to play a lot in internet cafes, just with the lads. You know, you get 8 people, you get 4 people playing the survivors and 4 people playing.
yeah,
playing,
the versus matches.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
That was the best thing ever. You
Remember
know?
the first time I did that online, I fucked up entirely. I didn't know I was stressing because I was in the tank, but it was run out of time. So I just go and start attacking some people that were already attacked by others, but I like knocked them off. So like I got in the way of my teammates and like, oh fuck, I did that to 3 people. I was like,
Oh.
oh fuck, kick them off. They kicked me off. I was like, I'm sorry guys, I just
Oh, it
wanted to have
happens.
fun.
That's what we should be. Fuck the podcast. We should be playing.
I
Left
have it
4
on my
Dead
computer
2.
right now. I have it on my
Let's
computer.
turn this off and put on Left 4 Dead, man. Oh my god.
I
Why
got on
aren't we
this
doing that
computer,
right
like-
now?
Exactly.
We should start an esports career.
That'll be the last.
I used to
That'd be
write
cool.
news articles for a gaming website.
Oh yeah?
Mm.
Me too.
Did you?
Yeah, for esports stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
everybody who was in working in the scene used to do that.
I would do esports, but I would also do random kind of like, you know, hey, Dead Space 2 is very like this game kind of reviews, you know, where I was
Yeah.
just throwing out review after review. Got paid for it too. It was fine.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
That's nice, man. Yeah,
It was with a company that was one of the managers that in a place I used to work in, he got really big into esports himself because there was nothing really over here in Cork or Ireland. So he ended up hosting and trying to get the first esports event to happen, you know?
Oh, that's very cool.
And he got like a load of famous StarCraft players to come over, like load of famous people, presenters. It was actually huge. So I was helping him out with that.
Mm.
And they were meant to do it in a building right in town. 3 days before the whole event, like you already had people coming to hotels and everything like that. 3 days before the event, he realizes that the building won't be able to have Wi-Fi or broadband or any internet service at all.
No.
You know?
That's the whole thing.
Yeah. So he had to cancel it, but he canceled it like 2 days before it was happening. Everyone was pissed. Like he went into hiding and everything.
That's so
2 days
classic.
before.
Yeah.
That was
2 days before, some people would have traveled over there.
Yeah, there was
like,
people already over complaining that this isn't happening now, you know? And it got big, like it got like he sold a lot of tickets. Now he refunded everyone and you know went through all that.
It's like Fire
but at the
Festival
time,
for gamers.
yes, yeah, at the time,
Irish gamers.
yeah, pretty much,
Irish, specifically Irish gamers.
pretty much. And that was one of the first attempts at esports in, especially Cork. I don't know about Ireland.
There was a lot of that in esports. That's like the most likely story that you hear.
Yeah,
Like it's just a complete lack of organization. I was part of it, dude. I was like 16 trying to book
Yeah.
flights. You
Well,
know?
that's the problem.
Like,
though. You
no
just
one-
get
he
like,
was.
oh, you'll do it.
This,
Just throw
this
money
guy,
at it.
he was pretty motivated. Like he had no bad intentions. He wanted this thing to go ahead. It's just it didn't work, you know, and he couldn't get a new building in time and stuff like that. I think he just, with the deadline crunch, things didn't work out. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything bad about him. I felt really bad for him because you know he felt. I don't know if he was. In
It's one of
debt.
those basic things you'd think you check beforehand, but it's so basic. Like,
Damn,
oh, I don't need to check
yeah,
for that. They're gonna
fuck,
have it, you know.
dude.
But like, you'd think internet would be set up to like the venue and everything like that.
Guys, I
Like,
can put on hotspot.
I know. Like,
Yeah,
I
wait,
put on
he-
hotspot, guys.
I
he
thought
went,
it was
he
an
went a little mad.
hotspots.
He was even thinking about all those little dongles. Do you know what I mean? Like just, and I was like, in my head, I was like, dude, you can't play esports on dongles. You know what I mean?
everybody's
At
gonna be
least,
lagging.
mobile data. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so just
Yeah.
yeah. their opponent's dongle.
I know.
3 is gonna be so mad. Like, this is the last
Parky
time we
5
get.
minutes into a game
Yeah.
of League, it's still loading. You know.
There was I always loved that when there was like badly organized stuff in esports because
I
really
think it was
funny.
the building's fault. I don't know the full story, but I think it was the building's fault. I think
The
after a
building
while,
knew it was gonna be like a gaming event.
That-
and it
They
was like,
knew they had a
didn't let them
space.
know.
they had internet. Like so, the way the building was, the whole bottom floor was not occupied, but all the floors above were offices or something like that. So they had internet up there in the offices, So if you were setting up this event, you would assume that the downstairs.
Oh yeah,
was,
you see
now,
offices up there.
the
Oh, yeah,
downstairs
totally.
was stripped clean. It wasn't. It was just cement mainly. You know what I mean? It was a completely blank canvas.
Which
So
is a
that's
gnarly
why-
place to have a tournament, though. Just like
Yeah.
cement underground.
So they didn't even. That's what happened. I think they didn't accommodate to have broadband ever down in that part of the building. I think it was just still ready to be sold as commercial use. You know what I mean? So it
yeah,
had nothing in there. But you'd assume that you'd have the building set up for internet.
Could
at
he not
least
just throw money at Virgin or something and try and get something set up?
try and get something.
or
set
get a
up.
really
yeah.
long cable.
It was a
one of the
big building.
internet
It was
stuff.
Lavitt's Key. Do you know the
yeah,
Apple
yeah.
building? You know?
I know Lavitt's Key. I don't know which one you mean.
Do you know the Apple building where Apple guys work?
Yeah.
It was the bottom part of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is massive. Jesus.
That's where it was meant
You think
to
with
be.
Apple, yeah,
Mm.
Apple buildings. It's like,
So
oh yeah,
you
internet would be
assume
there.
Apple upstairs, but obviously they didn't have this half of the building or something. You know what I mean? It was just barren land, so he would have had to set it all up. And since he was only renting it, I guess you wouldn't want to put money into, drilling in a load of internet so that this place
Yeah.
can operate.
Or
I don't know
change-
what you'd do. I wouldn't know how to.
You
solve
change
that
the event
problem.
from like a virtual gaming event to like a board game. All right, guys. We're actually
Yeah.
gonna play
Yeah.
Star.
He
All
could've
right,
done
guys.
that.
Now that we're all here, really sorry about this. I'll give you half your money back, but we got some sick games for you.
We got
You know?
the
Make
greatest.
the most of.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
That
38
would be great.
people.
Or even get creative and say that it's like a 90s festival, right? Where it's a 90s gaming festival where we don't really have internet, and just
Everyone's getting LAN computers set
Yeah,
up.
Dude,
yeah,
but
yeah.
if,
Fuck
they,
yeah.
if they're
Big
inviting
LAN
like
party.
if they're inviting like the best StarCraft 1 player from South Korea or something, and he
Yeah,
comes over and,
there's no internet.
chessboard.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Well, usually you just tell them like, hey, just be cool, man.
Think
Just
you're
go
good at
with it.
StarCraft, dude? Well, try game chess.
Damn
Yeah,
chess.
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Do you always need to look at your screens?
Yeah. What's your Twister game like? you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't know how to press anything other than like WSD.
No phones, dude. Just people enjoying the moment. Just people enjoying the moment.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
ways you could have
Me and the
salvaged
American team are going to have a little race around the building if anyone wants to join in. You know?
Yeah. It just becomes a fucking full-on, just like obstacle course, like American Ninja Warrior.
Have a little, no. They're just running up and down the roads.
I can't go fast. Oh, Naruto Hill Run all day.
Look, guys, I don't want you to get too excited, but we're after buying a load of spoons and a load of eggs. All right.
You guys ever hear that game Cornhole? Well, you're about to.
Everybody, grab a partner and
Yeah.
tie your legs together because we are doing this.
Hold the phone. Someone brought a jump rope, guys. It's getting crazy.
Someone look up Double Dutch on YouTube. ASAP.
Guys, you're gonna love this, but I sent Steve out to get some chalk, and we're gonna be hopscotching in the
Oh
in
my
no time.
hopscotch!
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh my! I'm so glad that Faker from South Korea is here with us.
Yeah, hopscotching.
Ready to play hopscotch.
The Korean guy,
Yeah.
of course, is gonna be good at hopscotch.
I'm so glad he's here.
Or their huge game at dodgeball. Get a few
Yeah,
fucking
that-
throw ball. Yeah,
Do you
just
know
make a
what?
thing
If
of
I
it.
turned up to an esports festival and
Everyone was an actual
and there was no internet, but they had it set up where it was like, look, we've loads of board games, we've got like LAN party set up. We can
Yeah.
we can play Quake. We're still selling stuff. You can still meet people. I'd probably be like, all right.
That's what you could just fuck the gaming out and be like, you can the star players can give like talks or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
That's you get
just-
like 70%
just
of the tickets.
record
back.
it, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
if you've no internet and you had to do it on a LAN setting, I think you'd still need some
Let's call the guy.
internet.
Do you have his number?
We're doing it again, dude.
We're doing it again. We got
Yeah.
it, man. You don't need Wi-Fi. This is better without Wi-Fi. We should do a classic 90s no internet gaming festival.
festival.
Yeah.
See, I
For
wouldn't
what
even know
game?
how to set up a LAN on a big,
We could get
We need wires.
One of
lot
my
wires.
buddies, you know him. He ended up working for a gaming company.
Yeah, you told me. You told
and
me.
that was his whole thing, was setting up stuff. Setting up rooms to be ready for events, whatever.
That's
they're called.
that's the
E-gaming
thing.
events.
The people who do it really professionally, the like real big corporations, they have it all so worked out that like every link in the chain is someone who knows what they're doing, you know.
Yeah, true.
And then every time you try and build it from the ground up, somewhere in the chain there's someone who doesn't know what they're doing, and then it goes all wrong.
yeah,
How
I
it
know.
always is. But we should just do like a Nintendo 64, PlayStation 2 with
Yeah.
two controllers.
Get an actual like build couple of Mario Karts and do an actual.
Yeah,
Mario
go
Kart.
karting down there.
Go-kart,
Yeah.
go-kart.
Costumes. Who do you
Yeah.
want to be? Type of
Yeah.
thing. What would
You
you
know?
throw at people though? What would you be able to throw? Like, well, number one, bananas, obviously.
Water balloons, why not? You know,
Water balloons, something like
yeah,
that with
different
paints on them,
different
make
color
it hit.
water
And we
balloons.
set up a bookies.
Set
We
up a bookies?
Yeah, we take
Oh,
bets.
take bets.
We
You
also
know?
get prostitutes.
We take the odds on Peach and shit. Man. That'd be unbelievable.
Take the odds.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. You got the over/under on Mario. or some shit.
Like a real 90s-esque, you know, have someone
Like
someone
betting,
dressed
yeah.
up as Snake, you know,
Oh
like
yeah.
so Lara
Have-
Croft running around the
100%,
place,
yeah.
you know.
Indiana Jones.
We
big
could
one
have
there.
No, that's movies. We're doing games. It's
We
a
could
game
have
Seriously?
show.
we could
Okay, yeah,
have
you
Christy Mack completing the world record.
We could have Jack Kirby signing off on real Jack Kirby stuff, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming.
Oh, he's the judge about the Kirby outfits. It's like he gets to
Yeah.
judge the best Kirby outfit.
Oh no, he's Jack Kirby, the
Is
Marvel
there any
guy,
like
but he's
90s-esque gaming events?
No, I don't think so.
Because that'd be cool. like.
There's stuff like this in Germany where they have retro gaming conventions and people just bring consoles and you can just play.
Yeah, obviously there is
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
But,
But is there any like big, like San Diego Comic-Con level?
No.
I think in Dublin there might be some like that.
Well,
like
no,
a
I
Dublin
know there's
Comic-Con.
the Dublin Con. I've been to that.
The in Florida they do this very popular over there. It's popular in huge parts of America where they do like GameCube tournaments.
Oh,
You know-
sick.
Yeah, you know the
Unreal.
Smash.
I love
game
that
for
super
GameCube?
niche. The super niche.
yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
super
they
niche.
believe that that's like the best one in the series, so they still set up tournaments where we just play on the GameCube for like huge
Ah,
prize
brilliant.
money. Yeah, very cool.
That is brilliant.
That's what we can
I wouldn't
do.
be good at those games though. Not anymore.
No, I mean, I'm shit
you
at
know.
all games, man.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't play.
I was never really good at the fighting games. You know,
Ah.
could barely beat the AI.
Yeah.
Oh well, some of the Tekkens I was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played in second before. You had some good hot streaks.
No, that was just mashing buttons though. You know what I mean?
That's all it is, bud.
You know, mash buttons and hope you get lucky.
You ever been to like a fighting game tournament?
No,
No.
well, here that
No.
one time.
Been to a
sure.
boxing match?
Dude, no.
The real thing, yeah. Fuck.
Fighting game tournaments are hilarious, dude.
yeah,
That's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
I can imagine.
Oh, it's so fucking
I could imagine
funny.
it's a load of kids that are sore losers as well. you
Oh,
know?
they're all
Oh,
horrible.
yeah.
Voices
Oh
are breaking
my
as well.
Yeah.
Oh, sore winners too. I've seen a video about that where the guy like flips out. He's like,
Dude,
and then
every
he goes right back, just being like, "You can't beat me." It's like, don't try to act
Yeah.
cool after your voice just cracked. like
every
that.
single
That's
fighting
weird.
game tournament I've been to, there's one. Most of the time is one, but sometimes there's two guys who are just levels above everyone else. Who are just clearly
Yeah,
better,
it's always-
and they're just huge assholes about it the entire time.
Yeah.
Like I remember.
Anything goes wrong, like one misclick, they're like, "My God!
Oh my god, when am I playing even?
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Is this thing even working? I'm
Yeah.
getting input, like you know, all this." Kind of
I
stuff.
remember.
Yeah.
I remember. I went to a college one. It was literally college tournament. This guy who played at like top level came and just destroyed everybody. My
Yeah.
friend was up against him in the final, and he sat down. He's like, "Huh, maybe this will be a real challenge this time."
Oh my God!
They're like, "What are you in a
Dick,
fucking
that-
anime or something?" Just shut the
What a
fuck up.
dick.
That's why I love watching. Like, there's some great clips out there of some Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some Yu-Gi-Oh
was telling
tournaments
him,
where
yeah.
you're just like watching them, and like people are like, I can't like you know following the rules. I can't even describe it, but there's some just
The one that gets
Yeah,
me with
it-
Yu-Gi-Oh is where like they get into the anime, where like anytime they take a hit on their life points,
Yeah, getting
Something
all
that's
dramatic,
so
you know?
unnecessary. You're fine.
it's when they're wearing the arm thing as well. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Oh yeah,
You
they
know,
just like my draw. You know,
Yeah.
they're anime. They want to be like the actual
like the
in
anime.
show.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
I love all that shit, dude. Like bad manners at card game tournaments or video game tournaments. Very funny. It's one of the funniest things in the world.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Mm.
Like even chess tournaments, some people get ratty. You know,
Oh, I bet.
so
It's
good.
brilliant, like-
Pump it into my veins.
like
dude.
100
Yeah, yeah.
years. You hear about
Veins.
chess from 100 years ago, and it sounds so sophisticated.
Yeah.
Everyone is the fucking intellectual genius to play this game, and you could just imagine that they're all like shaking hands after each match, you know, bowing to each other. And then you look at like modern day chess tournaments, and you're like, oh my God, like you know, it's narcissism 101. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so
You know.
that makes it entertaining to me. That's why I enjoy all of that stuff.
I
That
love
shit
it
is
as well.
So
I love it as well.
Oh, but then,
funny.
like I love how like they kind of show how much like of like emotion that's in there, but like they can't speak during the game. So like you'll see like that's his way of just being like, you just fucked up.
There
bro."
was a.
It's like,
I know.
it's a pawn move or something like that. You just fucked
I used
up.
to go
like-
to a lot of Magic the Gathering tournaments
Yeah,
because I love that game. It's like my favorite card game.
Yeah.
And the best thing, the fun, it would always crack me up is if you see like a 35-year-old dude with just loads of cards playing against like a 10-year-old kid. And the 10-year-old kid does a misplay. He's like, Judge! Judge! Judge!
No fucks given.
The kid's crying and shit. You're like, what the
Oh
fuck?
my god.
I went to one Yu-Gi-Oh tournament and I saw something similar. I might have told you before, but it was like basically it was a kid. My friend was dueling a kid, like a 10-year-old kid. His parents, the kid's parents were there, and my friend was telling his friend like, "Hey, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that," and the parents were just like, "Ref, they're coaching him. We're coaching him," and he's just like, "This is how I'm gonna fuck him up," and it's just, that's all he's saying. Like, there's no advice. But it was like, oh my god, of course, there's gonna be parents there that just Ref! Like I distinctly
Ref
remember
is so American as well.
100%. Ref! Fucking coaching. It was like, oh my god, lady, this is such weird energy.
Not my.
It's
baby
kind of
boy.
like I reckon like parents that no, it's a good pastime, but it's near like beauty pageants when they're bringing like little kids that shouldn't be, you know.
Maybe, but they don't tell
shouldn't be
their friends about it as
exposed
much.
to their future selves. This is what you're going to look like in 30 years, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be sad.
Beauty
It's gonna-
pensions are so weird, man.
Yeah.
So fucking weird.
But to be honest with you, most people that play card games, video games that I know, they're actually like some of the coolest people. That
Oh,
I've
yeah.
met,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
That's the thing. A lot of those people who are like
It's
assholes at
truly-
tournaments, when you hang out with them privately, like you're actually kind of cool. But it's that competitiveness in them that just makes them fucking unbearable.
Yeah, everyone thinks they're Weevil from.
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Weevil from Yu-Gi-Oh! Say goodbye to Exodia! Yugi!
Oh my god.
He's the best, dude. He's the best character ever.
Nah, for me, it's got to be the American guy.
Oh, yeah, Bandit Keith.
Fuck it, Bandit.
Yeah.
Bandit Key- oh,
He was
yeah,
fucking
that's
great.
fu- Well, I love the start of it where like the whole premise is set up and Yugi's grandpa gets stuck in the TV. And it's just like, help me, Yugi, I'm stuck in the television. This is my favorite part.
You want your granddaddy back, Yugi?
Kaiba boy.
Yeah, Kaiba
Just
boy.
like, Kaiba boy.
Yugi boy.
I got your little brother. All right, number one, creepy. Number one, really creepy.
All right, Yugs.
Yeah. Oh my.
That show's unbelievable, man.
What about the one episode where Kaiba was like threatening to die?
to kill himself?
Yeah, straight up.
yeah.
Banger. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about bad manners in card game tournaments.
Oh,
That's Seto
yeah.
Kaiba.
It starts with the anime. It starts
Yeah.
with the anime.
If you
Like, it's
destroy
not-
my blue eyes dragon or whatever you have,
I'll kill
or red eyes
myself.
or whatever.
Blue Eyes Ultimate
No,
Dragon.
it wasn't like-
I'll kill myself. If you destroy my blue eyes white dragon, you get fucking kill myself. I'll fucking do it. I'll fucking do it.
He's like, what? Come on, what are we supposed to do? Like, it's. Oh, I'll
Whoa,
fucking-
Kaiba, chill the
pretty
fuck
much.
out.
Yugi's like,
What the
I had to forfeit the game.
Whoa, like, it's a card game.
What are you gonna do? Like,
Fucking weirdo, chill out.
Well, I think it was like.
this is my ultimate move.
this is my trap card. Suicide. That's my quick play magic card. My own suicide.
of Games?
My suicide.
And he was the guy ripping up cards too. He was this tournament kid, you know. Kaiba's
Oh,
like
100%.
ripping up the cards, like, what are you gonna do now? You know.
I gave your grandpa a heart attack.
Kaiba is one of those kids that has money as well, like, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like, oh my god.
Well, there's like apparently 4 Blue Eyes White Dragons in the show. He wins that off of Yugi's grandpa. Then he's like,
nearly fucking kills him.
yeah,
Gives him a heart attack.
through a card
Puts him
game.
in the
yeah,
TV.
Yeah,
You
ever lose card games?
That's Pegasus.
Pegasus put him in the TV.
Pegasus put
yeah
him in the TV.
Kaiba fucking puts him in the hospital.
Kaiba
You
puts
ever
him in the hospital.
You ever lose a card game so bad you're like, oh, I can't.
Oh,
break.
yeah.
I actually can't operate.
Fuck your
Oh,
grandpa, Yugi.
fuck, how many life points? Fuck, I can't. I actually cannot. Oh, my meds. Fuck.
This shit is so funny.